Hi everyone, this is Miss Huggins. Today for your art project you will need a ruler, some black and white paper, pencil and eraser, scissors and glue, and also something to color with, preferably some colored pencils and markers. So today our art lesson includes a little bit of art history because we'll be discussing the Russian painter Vasily Kandinsky, and he lived from the years 1866 to 1944. We are going to be thinking like Kandinsky today with our circles. We're going to be creating something with circles, so keep that in mind. He was very influential in the abstract art movement. All right, so one of his most famous paintings would have just been of various concentric circles, one circle inside of another circle, inside of another circle, inside of another circle, I believe. So if we're thinking like him today, we're going to be using a variety of colors, and we'll put some circles on our paper in just a moment. I also want you to be thinking about the use of black paper. Make sure you've got that black paper handy. We will have a lot of color, but we'll put black paper on top of it, and I'll show you what I mean in just a moment. So, as I was saying, Kandinsky was very involved with abstract art, and he was very interested in the connection between music and art. He loved that. So let's start by creating some circles. I've told my students that it is okay to start with the outer one or the innermost circle. It's totally up to you. But I've created this grid on my paper using a ruler, and in each square, what I will do is I will have one circle inside of another circle, inside of another circle. Okay, now I was actually doing something that is a no-no. Do not press down hard with your pencil when you're doing this. Now, will they be perfect circles? No. I don't expect them to be, but when you're drawing them, draw them lightly just in case you need to erase later. All right, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 colors that will actually be inside of those circles, and then we will also color the background. I'm going to leave off adding circles to the bottom. I'm going to have this be my grass, and I know that sounds funny, but I'll just leave green spaces down here to be my grass, because actually that black paper that I mentioned will be a tree. It'll be a spooky tree. Since we're really close to Halloween, we'll be adding a tree to this background that has the circles. Okay, so let's try this again. I'll try doing this lightly. And again, it doesn't matter if you start with the outer or innermost circles. Just make sure you've got lots of them. Kandinsky would have liked lots of circles and lots of colors. Just imagine every single time you go to your colored pencil box, or I am a fan of using colored pencils along with markers so that you've got mixed media in there. Each time you go to that box, just imagine something that you haven't already picked up, whether it be red, orange, yellow, any color that you have available. Let's just use every color we can think of today. And when you start with a background color, try not to use one that you've used before. Even though, let's say I use a red background up here, I can always do a red background opposite on this side of the paper. So spread out your colors, use a variety of colors. All right, so I will start by showing you how to fill this in with color, and then I'll show you the finished product. I've done one already, and I'll show you all the colors that can be combined. I just want to color this neatly and evenly and fill it all the way in so that it's nice and bright and vibrant with color. Doesn't really matter what colors you choose. Just fill that all the way up neatly. The plates on my table are rattling. Okay, and as I said before, I am a fan of combining the markers with the colored pencil. So if you decide that this one should be filled up with marker, you can go ahead and do that. I'm gonna try my best to cover up my pencil lines. So that's why I'm doing this, covering up the pencil line and then going back, filling it in nicely with my colored pencil. Okay, so you get the idea. And then also, whatever leftover space you have here, I want that to be filled up with another color you haven't used. So let's say lime green. Lime green looks nice right up beside that, right up next to this purple. So that background can be lime green. Okay, so here we are with a background full of color now. Here's what the finished product will look like. And as I said before, you may leave the bottom open and just add green for grass. Okay, so here's the black paper that you will be using. As I said, a spooky tree with no leaves. Since we're thinking about Halloween, this does not have to include tons of branches because honestly, in real life, it would have more branches than this. So don't worry about filling up your page with branches. Just draw something simple. Make sure that when you're doing this, the fingers or the little twigs and branches get skinnier as they go out. I'm going to call them fingers. Make sure they get more and more skinny as you make these branches grow. I would start with the trunk and the roots and then work my way up and then eventually make